everyone, and we are back again. For those who do not know me, my name is Tika Scarborough. I am a virtual assistant coach. I help new, aspiring, and seasoned virtual assistant earn consistent monthly income. And I am here joined with Denise Sutton. She is an author, she is a speaker, she is a spiritual sister, and a talk show host. Okay? That's key right there because what we're going to be talking tonight is about you being visible. And we have an expert who has been in this industry for, I think, over 20 years, I believe, and she is an expert at what she does. She is one of our experts, business partner slash experts that comes in and train our virtual assistants in their business as well. So I am so happy to be here with Denise Sutton. Denise, you can introduce yourself.
Hi. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Tikra, for inviting me in this space. And I'm excited to see what the virtual assistants do as they go forward in their journey in their business. It's important to be visible. So, this is phenomenal. You have to be visible, ladies and gents. If you are a virtual assistant in any arena that you are in nowadays, you must be visible. You have to be visible on all sorts of social media. You have to be visible in every aspect. You know, when I first started, and Tikwa, I don't know if it's okay for me to go forward, but when
Yes.
I first started in the television and radio industry, we didn't have social platforms such as Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. So this is all a new phenomenon. So when I first started out, how I was visible was people would see me on television. They would watch me on Brooklyn Community Access Television, Manhattan Neighborhood Network, and run into me in the streets, whether I'm on the bus, on the train, walking to the store, wherever I was, in the supermarket buying groceries. And they said, Miss, did I see you on TV? And I'm like, yes, you saw me on television. But with this new day and age, you have to be even more visible because it's more than just grassroots. People seeing you in the neighborhood or happen to catch a glance of your show. To make yourself more visible and more your brand or advertisable. I don't think advertisable is a word, but to advertise yourself or to push yourself forward, especially if you're starting a virtual assistant business, you have to be visible. You have to make sure you create all sorts of things. I even learned the other day something else that you can create. Everybody's in the area of where they're creating memes, right? Why not create your meme, right? Put out your daily meme or your every other day meme. And I know everybody's posting on Instagram and you're posting on Facebook and you may be using LinkedIn. I remember when I first started making myself more visible, I did it on something called Periscope. And I was hesitant because I would get some wacky responses in
Mm-hmm.
Periscope, right? But I did it anyway. Someone taught me to still do it and don't pay attention to the comments from some of the people that would comment on your video because you can actually speak as if we're speaking now, but you could not see the people who were responding to you. So they were anonymous and they could leave all kinds of wacky messages, right? But I had to look past that and I had to get out there to make the show visible, to make myself marketable, right? And it's all about marketing and strategy. So in order for you as a virtual assistant to get your to grab your audience, to grab your future clients, you have to be in the game. They have to see you. All of this matters, right? All of this coming from you matters. All of your talking, all of your posters, all of those things matter in order for you to become visible. People don't just want to see a pretty picture up all the time. They want to see you. Who am I hiring to do my work? Who am I hiring to be in my books, book my travel? Who am I hiring to take care of my social media? How are you going to do social media for a client and you're not on social media? You're not out there. You want your client's business to be out there, but you're not out there. It's a two-way street. You have to do it both ways, right, Coach?
That's
You
right.
have
That's
to do it.
right.
It comes
Two
both
ways.
ways. Now, I do believe in when you present yourself, or when you're out there live, or you're putting up stories, or even nowadays what they're doing is reels, right? And I'm still learning how to do reels, but to do them, you have to be consistent. That's the word of the day: consistency, consistency, consistency. And it's not easy, but it is needed. It is necessary.
Mhm.
Consistency is key, right? So make sure you are consistent with your reels. You're consistent with your live videos. You are consistent posting a meme, posting something about your business. Hey, I'm out here. I'm a virtual assistant. I'm looking to make your life a little easy. Looking to make your small business run a little faster, more efficient. I am blah, 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 and I'm here to help you. You have to get out there and use your personality. Your personality may not be like my personality. Your personality may not be like Coach Tikwa's personality, but that doesn't matter. Use what God has given you to go forward, right?
Mhm.
You have to use what God has given you to go forward. Use your personality. You know those things. Perhaps you are not so humorous, right? Maybe you have a dry wit. Sometimes I can have a dry wit and people don't get it. It goes over their head. And I'm like, okay, that didn't work, Lord. But I'm going to have to use something, because guess what? God gave you that personality, right, Coach? God gives us our personalities. And guess what? God, since He's amazing and He gives us personality, He is a funny God too. He's not only
Yes,
a
yes.
loving God and an understanding God, but God will make you laugh even at yourself, because you're like, well, Lord, you gave me this personality. So obviously you got to have some type of humor. Obviously you making me laugh. Obviously it's something about me that you put in me that makes you smile. So I'm going to go with it. So use
Exactly.
your personality, use your natural abilities, use your talents and your gifts as you market yourself in all arenas. Make yourself visible. Have your website. Even on your website, you can put a video up. Even if you're doing other things to promote yourself, put a video up. Let people know, hey, I'm here and I'm here to help you. So I encourage everyone to let go of the fear, because a lot of
Mhm.
it deals with fear.
Yeah.
And God did not give us the spirit of fear, but He gave us power, love, and a sound mind. And I too have continually fight that demon. It's a constant thing that comes up, but you have to learn how to fight. Okay, God didn't give you the spirit of fear, so don't be fearful about putting yourself out there. Get out there, make
Mhm.
it happen, Captain, because you can do it.
Yes.
Okay, do it. You can do it. You can do it. Anything else you want to interject, Coach T?
Yes, I totally agree with you about getting out there because there's been plenty of times when I first started my business where I didn't want to get out there. I just wanted to be behind the scenes, and that was just my thing, be behind the scenes. So I knew it. He knew it, and that's why when he said that God is a funny God. He is a funny God because it's like, why am I getting in front of the camera? I don't talk to people. Okay, I'm an introvert. I want to be behind the scenes. I want to make things happen in the back. But having a business, you can't be in behind the scene. Yeah, you could be the vision, you're the visionary of that, and you could put people in front. But when you're starting your own business, and this is the vision that God has given you have to be visible. You have to tell people who you are. Not to say that you need to be on live every single day, but once in a while, as you are posting social media, if you say you're a social media manager, you have to be visible. So how are you going to show, just like Denise said, how are you going to show someone that you're visible and you're going to help them be visible in their business if you not showcasing it on your own social media, right? So you have to be visible. And I think that this is very important because of my journey as an entrepreneur. Introvert, quiet, wanted to be behind the scenes, but I had coaches And also God is my coach too. Okay, he's my coach too because he's the one that pushed
Number
me.
one.
Exactly, he's the one that pushed me out of my comfort zone on a lot of things. There's a lot of things that I could talk about, a whole bunch of things that I never even imagined me ever doing, like being here live, being visible on the camera. No, mm-mm, never. But God is funny because He put you out there, right? He moves you out of your comfort zone. And I know that Denise has been in this industry for a very long time. So why not have an expert teach someone how to do it the right way? Because when I went live, I didn't know. I just went live and hi. And I remember one of the coaches that I had, and I went live. It was like spotty, wasn't consistent. And she was like, Tifa, you talk like you in the corporate office. Remember those videos. When you go back to those videos, you grow from it.
Yes.
But she was like, be yourself. You don't have to be all stiff and hi, my name is Sequin, because I didn't let myself go, right? And let myself be who I am. And I know a lot of us get into the business because we want to be who we are, right? In a corporate setting, you have certain standards, right? There's a certain way that you talk. You have to be very professional. Not to say that in your business you're not professional, but more of your personality comes out, and then you're a little bit more loose because there's certain things in your business that you can do now that you wouldn't be able to do in the corporate world, but still professionally. So just bringing out who you are into your business. And when you do that on live, it really shows personality. A lot of people, compliments that I have gotten was that people who saw me live and see me on a consultation or discovery call, nothing changed. I was still who I was on camera. Some people fake the funk, when they go in there. And this is why we have to have discerning spirits, right? Discernment, and but it matched and it was in alignment with what I was talking about online and on Zoom or a phone call with someone, right? But what's important is visibility. So Denise, when it comes to visibility as far as getting in front of the camera, what tips or suggestions would you give someone who's never been live before and wants to start getting to be more visible in front of the camera? And I know that fear sometimes is there, but what are some tips that they can use to go on camera? Because I didn't get that when I first started going live.
Absolutely. And I'll definitely share. In fact, that's what I do in my Video Presence Made Easy 5-day challenge. I
Mhm.
teach tips and tricks to people when they're on camera or in front of an audience to use to let them let go of those butterflies that come up, to let go of the fear. A lot of it is fear, and it's false evidence appearing real. It's no makeup. It's fear. But you have to learn to let go of the fear. I was afraid the first time I ever had to get up in front of a class of college students and give a speech. I was fumbling over my words, but I was determined to finish that speech. And once I finished that speech, I made up my mind right then and there that I would never allow fear. Even if I feel fear, you still do. Joyce Myers has a book out right now called Do It Afraid. You still do it even when you feel afraid. So I always tell people that when you have to present in front of an audience, right? You scope the lay of the land ahead of time. If you're in front of an audience or if you're in front of a camera and it's nobody but you, that's the easiest way to do it, right? Because you set up your laptop or your computer or your camera. You make sure you have a nice, pleasant background, right? So a neutral color, right? And I always tell people to get in a quiet place. Make sure you're in a quiet environment. I also suggest if you have things in your background, make sure they're tidy, right? So, for instance, I have behind me a door. You can tell it's a door. However, if I move a little bit, I have a plant. behind my seat, right? Greenery or flowers always enhance your background. As well as you see, I have two mirrors on each side, right? This trick I've taught because I saw it on national news, syndicated news before. A reporter was interviewing, you've heard of this man before, Rudy Giuliani, right? And he was in some type of a hotel room. And first of all, his dye, it looked like he may have just dyed his hair. So if you're going live, make sure your hair is not wet, or you put dye in your hair so that while it's wet, it's dripping down. That's the first thing. Make sure you're nice and neat. Make sure your hair's did, your makeup's done, you have your pretty jewelry on, but not too much jewelry. You got to be careful with that, because your microphone, if you have on a little lapel microphone, if you're on front of a camera and you wear a little microphone, it can pick up the clinging from your earrings or your necklace or bracelets, right? Or even your watch, because if your watch is too loose, sometimes it moves around and jiggles. So you want to be mindful of that, right? But also, what I like to tell my clients or those that I'm teaching is, if you have a mirror or a picture and it has glass in it, be careful of who's in the background. For instance, I have my TV in the next room. I made sure I turned my TV off so that you don't see the glare from my TV screen in my mirror, right? That's a tip. If you had a picture and it has glass in it, make sure that if you're using a ring light or a photo light stand, that the glare of the light is not shining in your picture or in your mirror. And also make sure that there are not people in the background, that you can see them moving, because it becomes a distraction to your audience members. So you want to remove as many distractions as possible. Make sure you're in a quiet environment. I don't know if you can hear it, but I have a fan running right now. I think about those things. In the wintertime, I think about my heat, because I have an older home and sometimes the heat, right? So you want to remove as many noise barriers as possible when you're going live, because you want people to see you and to hear you clearly, right? Whether you're having a good old time, laughing it up, or inspiring them, or encouraging them, or whatever you're doing, right? You want to make sure you have clear sound. And that is important. And then you want to come off with your personality. You have to be you. You cannot be anybody else but you. So let your natural abilities and your natural personality come forth. And even if you fumble and make a mistake, always remember, no one else knows what you were going to say except for you. So if you mess up, don't say, oh, excuse me, I messed up. That's the worst thing you can do, because then you look like you're unprofessional. And nobody knows you messed up but you. The audience didn't know that you messed up until you told them. You don't have to tell them nothing. You can even pause and it's like, you know what? Blah, 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 blah. And it's okay. And it's okay if you mess up. It's fine. Because we're still human. And guess what? We make mistakes. But don't let the audience know that you have fumbled and or made a mistake, unless you're doing some form of correction. In fact, matter of fact, instead of doing what I just said, let's do this instead. Say something like that. Not, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. I didn't mean to say that. You don't have to do all of that. Let it come and flow naturally from you, right? And also, what I like you to remember is if you're using a green screen, or what we call in the studio terms chroma key. Nowadays, people call it green screen. Make sure your background that you choose is facing, you're mirroring it. It's something called mirroring. Okay. You want to make sure that your name is where it's supposed to be, which is, I can call it the lower third, like we're in this particular restream right now. And we have our lower third, which is our name tag, right? Make sure everything is concise, that you're not bleeding through the green screen. And if you are using a green screen, don't wear the color green. Don't wear the color green. Whatever you do, don't wear green. And you may want to try and stay away from blues, right? Wear colors that will show forward on green screen. Pinks, yellows, even reds, but stay away from the color green, or you will blend right into the chroma key or right into the background. And those are the few tips that I do share with some of my clients.
Awesome. Those are some great tips. I picked up a couple of things from those tips as well. But I know for me when I started, I did have like a white background, but I didn't have
Yes,
anything behind me when I first started. And I remember seeing some people who were live, and you did have people who will pass by while they go on live, and it can be distracting because it's
it
like
is.
one minute you're looking and you're paying attention, and the next minute it's like, oh, who's that guy that they just went by? The distraction, and now it went towards that guy. Why would he going back in it? They have their
And
mind.
God forbid if they don't have on clothes. I've seen that too.
Exactly. Yes. Now, and see, in the men in the house, they will not wear no shirts. So they'll go
Right.
across the way. I'm
Or
just
wear
not
your underwear.
exactly.
So
Oh
you
my
have to
God.
be very mindful of that.
Yes, definitely, definitely.
And the same thing with the women as well, or children. You
Hmm.
have to be, or sometimes this is the worst. And I know this has happened to quite a few people who have gone live when they first began, like you said. They have pets. So their dogs or their cats will, yeah, or the dogs will start barking. So make sure you secure your pets beforehand too.
Yeah. And sometimes that could be kind of difficult though. So,
Yes.
um, especially if you live in an apartment and you don't have nowhere to really put your dog at, like, what do you do then? Um, I don't know.
Well, why don't you ask your neighbor or relatives, hey, can you doggy sit for a couple of hours
Hmm.
or for a half an hour until I do something? I got to do something. I got to go live. And you know what? What's wonderful about going live, you don't have to be in your house. You can go remote, right? There's something called remote shoots when you're outside. You see it all the time. People on Instagram and they're out in the street. There's a weatherman that I follow who's very popular in New York City, and he's always out in the street checking the weather. He'll be walking in his camera, he'll have his phone, and it's like, hey, I'm out here, and today's supposed to be partly cloudy, but right now it feels great, and I'm walking down the street and you see all the background, and you're like, okay, and you feel like you're you feel like you're walking with him, right? He's taking you on a journey, right? That's what you want. You
Right.
want your audience, you want to take your audience on a journey in the life of Tikwa, or in the life of Denise, or in the life of Jasmine, whoever you are. You want people to be on that life journey. If you're in a park or by a swimming pool or by an ocean, oh my, please go live. That's the best scenery. People want to see the background. They want to see and hear the waves crashing, right? And it looks like you're in a spectacular place, having a great time, enjoying the weather, or reporting on the weather, or reporting on what's going on in your life, or whatever it is that you're doing,
Mhm.
do it.
All right, all right. I love it. I love it. See, these tips are awesome. And if you want more, you have to join the Kingdom Minded Virtual Assistant Academy in order for you to get Denise here. Now, this is just some of the tips that she's giving you. So, when you join the Kingdom Minded Virtual Assistant Academy, you're going to get the full enchilada. Okay. And we would love to have you in the Kingdom Minded Academy. Enrollment starts in September. And Denise is one of our business experts. There's more. There's more. And the reason why I'm having this and God has allowed this door to open is because I'm taking you through the journey that I did not have when I first started my business. And I want to make sure that you have everything that you need to start your virtual assistant business. There are a lot of people out there that give you bits and pieces, but in this program, you're getting everything from A to Z. to launch your virtual assistant business, and not just a virtual assistant business, is a kingdom business, because we operate different than the world. And I want to show you how to do that. So click the link and register for the Kingdom Monica. It's just an application. There's no obligation to join, but the application, and then get on a call with me and let's talk and see if this program is a fit for you and I, right? So click the link. What are you waiting for? So that you can meet me and Denise and all the other experts that are in the Kingdom Minded Virtual Assistant Academy. So thank you, Denise, for coming on and sharing those wonderful tips. And hopefully you guys had took some value from what we spoke about today about you being visible as a virtual assistant, whether you already have a virtual assistant or just thinking about becoming a virtual assistant business. These are some valuable tips that you can use in your business. So we are so happy that you tuned in, whether you are live or on the replay. And Denise, please let them know how they can get in contact with you, or even perhaps work with you one-on-one, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be more than just virtual assistant on this line here.
Absolutely. Please go to the website. It's DeniseSuttonConsultant.com. Please go there. We have our Video Presence Made Easy courses that we go live on Facebook. I may do a 2-day, a 3-day, or a 5-day intensive 5-day challenge. Also, if you go on the website, I offer a 5-week intensive training. Those are for those that are serious about taking their skills up a notch and creating their own show, right? And when I say show, your own platform, your own YouTube channel, your own show that you can market to other streaming networks. So it's a 5-week intensive. And at the end of that 5-week intensive, you should have a show in the pocket ready to go, right? And also, for instance, EYSOS, Embracing Your Season of Singleness, is another platform that we have a show. So there's so many other shows that I've birthed or has birthed through Denise Sutton Consultant. So please go to the website. You can catch me on Facebook, you can catch me on Twitter, and you can catch me on Instagram at Denise Sutton Consultant. And I'm on LinkedIn, so you can catch me there as well. Okay, so thank you, Tikwa. I'm looking forward to this wonderful event coming up in September. And I know those that register will be blessed, and they will be ready to soar in their virtual assistance business. Okay?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Denise. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next live. Bye.